Anyway, I have returned to this place, and so I can do this now, I think, and have fun in the space section of this game. I wonder what wondrous encounters this will bring me. Oh wow, that's cool. I like this animation, very classy. What is he even doing? Wow, spooky. 2 Phoenix Downs, that's marvelous. I prefer not to share some secrets with the world. Or are you asking to specifically share tips with a fellow? I don't even know what the right word is for this occasion. Do you have any tips for me, maybe, that you would like to share? I'm always open to those. Of course, of course. I think this is a soft lock. Yeah. Soft lock. Let's see. Where do you normally see that enemy? That's a good question. I think you normally see it in the train graveyard, actually. I think this time the issue is that Root has a death counter, like he does some kind of shit when he dies. He says something or something like that. And you know what? I'm just gonna delete all of that shit because no one has time for that anyway. And I assume that if I do that, everything will be fine. So I'll be doing that. Well, tell that to FF7. You'd be surprised how many enemies in this game have death counters, which technically speaking are not death counters. It's like once they lose all their HP or once they are flagged dead, they do. So I guess it technically are death counters. Seriously, this looks spooky. Somebody takes it and bring it to an ambulance very quickly. Because he seems to have some kind of spasm or seizure even. You know, you say that his eyes say bedroom, but his body says hospital. I think his eyes say mental hospital, but his body says morgue. Have you been to a morgue? I wonder. Or do you just like the word? Maybe I should save actually, even though you normally can't. But I can use my magic to save here. You know, considering that I don't want to redo all of this, I think this is it's a fair thing to do. Let's just save here now. I mean, even his shoes are not connected anymore. Like, the front part of his feet are not connected to the rest of his feet, which is spooky. Whatever attack he's trying to do clearly does not work. I don't really want to fix it though. All I really want to do is hope I don't have to use it again. Maybe we can accomplish that with some luck. I call it the easy solution. I mean, it might actually work now, because now all of the hits will hit root. Are you dead now, please? Okay, well, it worked. Whatever. The banana disease. Would you mind telling me what exactly the banana disease is? I mean, going by your generally quite serious, no-nonsense approach, I assume that banana disease is not your name for COVID-19, but probably some kind of botanical disease affecting banana plants. Am I right? I mean, personally, not liking bananas very much myself, I must say that I don't really see whether I should care or not about bananas. I mean, bananas are one of the more calorie-dense fruits. They are also yellow. Do I need to give you more reasons for why I don't like bananas? The peel is annoying. They get moldy fairly fast. I understand the peel has its advantages. That still doesn't prevent me from finding it annoying. I mean, compare bananas to strawberries. Strawberries are superior in every single way. First of all, they are not yellow, they are red. They are not so calorie dense. They have no peel. Well, I guess they have the same kind of moldiness rate. But all of the other reasons should be enough. I mean, I agree they have stems, which are annoying, but you can just hold them by the stem and just bite off the rest that you eat. And technically speaking, you can eat the stem, but I agree you shouldn't do so. I would not recommend eating the stem. And I forgot what the password is. Can somebody look this up and tell me what it is? Because all I know is that one key is used twice and the other two inputs are used once. But what even is this? There's a banana in your living room. Staring at it, what should you do? Have you tried setting the banana on fire? Are bananas fireproof or are they combustible? Oh really, that's it? Let's see if it's still that. Oh well, that works. Thank you. Now, also going back to that banana disease you were speaking of, what exactly do you even mean by it has arrived in South America? I mean, has it befallen just one plant or many plants, or what's the trajectory like? Am I fully back to streaming? Who knows? Would it make you feel better if I said yes? You know, on my Steam account, I only have around 1,300 hours in FF8 anyway. That's nothing. It's not like I played FF8 very much anyway. I am inhaling just air, but I agree in quite a aggressively, loudly fashion. Am I not? I mean, what do you think I'm inhaling? Do people not every now and then do what I'm doing? I think it's called yawning, actually. You might want to give it a try at some point. It can be a quite enjoyable pastime activity. might be surprised, but there are other people who have this kind of weird beard. Even though now in newer days probably not so much, but I mean I don't think you can get a sort of monopoly on a beard. A beard style. Well, isn't every mustache a beard? Aren't mustaches just subsets of beards? Anyway. Hey Kim. Am I excited for the FF7 remake? A bit, I suppose. Are you? Well, but I find that definition to be flawed. Whose definition is that anyway? Like, that just seems like a made-up definition. I don't know if I would agree with that. I mean, I would agree with the mustache definition, but a beard to me is any facial hair. It doesn't really matter where or what extent. You know the person Jacobstein or Stein or whatever. I'm not sure what I used to call you by. Probably Stein. The person who made this randomizer for FF7, I was told, is currently working also on one for FF8. But it has not been released yet. Yeah, I've played an FF8 mod. I think various ones actually, not just one. I think I've played 2 different FF8 mods. And one of them... Wait, no. Never mind. I mean, the story randomization might be difficult. What I would settle for is just randomizing the text boxes, while still giving you meaningful output. I mean, just randomizing the letters is not a good idea, I would say. But you know, why not just giving you pointless, but still understandable garbage. Just like the way the game was already doing anyway. No, I have not played any Persona game. You know, because I do not have the Bahamut materia, I cannot get this materia. Oh, that's cool. Would you think I might like Persona games if I tried them? Maybe is a good answer. Dating sims? Dating sims as in dating simulators? Like simulation games that simulate dating? Or do you mean dating simulations as in the act of dating someone that is a simulation? Because quite frankly, both doesn't sound too appealing to me, I would say. Well, that depends on how you play your life. I mean, you don't actually have to do any dating. Or you can do, you know, dating all the time. I mean, isn't the, I feel like most dating simulations only let you date one person at a time. Whereas in real life, you can be dating like 50 people at the same time, if not more. Like, I feel like most dating simulations have quite strange limits, random restrictions that do not apply to life. You know, I've played The Sims, and The Sims, to some extent, is probably also a dating simulation. Oh, hey, Desert Eagle. And some of the things I find unrealistic in the Sims, among other things, you know, you have to slowly build up relationships with other Sims before you can do more stuff to them, which also isn't true in real life. Like, you can, in theory, just go up to strangers, complete strangers, and do stuff with them that you can't do in The Sims. So, I'd just like to point that out. You'd be surprised how many people want you to tie them up in the first place, which you also can't do in The Sims. As far as I know. I'm really glad that Shinra is working on the tough questions that matter, like what to name this new canon. Oh hey Sidonic, you did? That's cool. What is this current fascination of yours with tying people up? that route. Which route do you mean? The FF7 100% route, you mean? Because if that's what you're asking, then the answer might be maybe. Definitely maybe. Hey Silash. Yes, that's a gold chocobo exactly. And I'm just trying to figure out what other items I can dig up here in Born Village. I've had this. 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 And this. 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 Probably also this. And this. Should be everything actually. I mean, this chocobo can ride in the water over mountains, so it is indeed a gold chocobo. Hey Welch. Also, it seems I'm missing one Turtles Paradise flyer. And it seems I also can't remember where you get all 6/7. I know there's one here, there's one in the Shinrad quarters. There's 2 in the Gold Saucer, that's 4. 2 in Watai, that's 6. So where's the other one? Oh, the Gold Saucer, I forgot. I need to get that one. No, I have not. Have you? That sounds unfortunate. Some virus or something? I wonder what some virus it might be. Sounds really spooky also. Normally you get the premium heart here. Chief's ultimate weapon. But I just got something else. Yeah, I know I realized the one I'm missing is the one in the gold saucer. In the ghost hotel. A fire fang rod, that's nice, cool. I just spent 129,000 gil on her fire fang. I've always wanted to do that. You get the sneak glove, which increases your steal chance. But I already got that item from some other place, so it's not too bad. It's quite fine actually. You can actually see Aerith there. If you come too close, her ghost disappears. That's how ghost works in real life as well, by the way. Ghosts are really quite shy. And if you approach them too closely, they will evaporate. Well, she has dialogue for places in the game where she shouldn't be alive. For instance, the Great Glacier, because that is a place you can only visit after her death, plot-wise. And there is a rumor going around that the reason for why that is that she was originally supposed to die a bit later in the game. Actually, normally, or well, she there's a theory that she was originally supposed to die in the whirlwind maze, where you give several of the black materia in the end, and you can see him in the crystal, like in that spot. You know, like, plot-wise, dramaturgically, it wouldn't make any sense whatsoever to resurrect her, to be honest. Not to mention that resurrection is not exactly something that makes any sense from a realism standpoint. You know, I kind of wonder if the gold sources stuff is random, like the prices. I don't know. I kind of assume, but I would have to try out. I mean, you could argue that Phoenix Downs do not actually revive you. They only make an unconscious character become conscious again or something like that. I'm not sure how convincing I find this argument to be, but you could at least make that argument. You know, as in Phoenix Stones don't work on stab wounds. I'm a bit rusty in this section, I must say. Well, you could say it's just called death for dramatic purposes. It's not actually death. It's just like, you know, unconsciousness, passing out, fainting, whatever, getting too high. Why do you think people would get mad? I'm not sure I agree with you on that. Oh, I see what you're saying. But then again, does that even matter if it's the way the game used to be originally or not? I'm not so sure. Oh, hey Metallic guy. Have you already tried out your fancy new game? Or did you decide for yourself you're only allowed to open it on its official release date? You don't have a PS4 yet? That's cool. You'll stream it on the 10th. That's also quite cool, I guess. Also, my chocobo like sucks severely. Like, what the fuck is this even? I have a gold fucking chocobo that is garbage. Somebody call the police. This is not supposed to happen. I mean, what the fuck is even happening? Like, seriously. This is not a yellow chocobo, it's a gold chocobo. Just for reference sake here. Like, granted, I have not given it any greens yet, but still. What's even happening? Can I just barbecue this now instead? Would be a fair thing to do, I think. Wow, I was so late. They even stopped me from like, they aborted it because I was just spending too much time. Wow, that's... Life can be so cruel. You know, I wonder if these prices are randomized, and it's like the only game I'm good at, so I'm playing this shit. The underwater minigame, or the submarine minigame, whatever you want to call it. I mean, this is like the only thing that I'm good at because it's not actually random. It's not actually a luck-based minigame or like some kind of racing shit. It's like actual submarine shit. For some reason, submarines are fun and easy and stuff. And shooting is too. And shooting with submarines is the best of both worlds. You know, the lack of music is really making this even more spooky than just the very game mechanics make it. I mean, your goal is to kill other submarines. That in itself is already quite spooky. Oh well, that didn't take too long, I think. And what do I get now? Something cool, maybe. Or do I get what I normally get, which I don't even know what that is? I think you normally get ink, so that's a bit disappointing. Like, am I the only submarine that can change speed fast? Like, the NPC submarines don't seem very flexible or nimble. No wonder they're getting shot down all the time. I mean, you can actually do this without losing any HP, but it's a bit annoying. Did I just crash into a fucking mountain? An underwater mountain? The worst kind of mountain? Oh well. The only downside to this minigame is it takes quite a few minutes. It's not exactly fast, I would say. Okay, this is randomized. This is definitely randomized, which makes it exciting now. Oh, so very exciting. That was fast. I think I was never able to do this fast. It was just only 1.5 minutes. Interesting. Dragon Fang. I'm not sure if that was randomized. Yeah, it seems I've been streaming for like 16 hours now. I didn't even really notice, but oh well. Sometimes these things happen. And now I just kind of stumbled into shooting submarines, and of course now I cannot stop anymore. Can I? This is the most addictive minigame in the history of addictive minigames. And I'll only be able to stop once I've done every single level that this game has to offer. You've been feeding crows every morning for some time now. Yeah, I think crows actually, I was told, one of the smarter birds, so you can train them to actually bring you stuff. I believe you can train them to like collect shiny things. Unfortunately, you can't really train them to collect money for you, which is a bit of a disappointment, because that might be more useful than shiny things. Please, am I stuck again? You're gonna train these crows to bring you dead crows? Well, that's an interesting approach, of course. What do you expect to do with those dead crows that you will be brought from now on? Are you saying you want to eat them? Oh, Instagram them? Well, that's of course a valid desire. I wonder what crows taste like. You know, I had pigeon in the past, and I would not recommend pigeon. I think pigeon is a hobo food. It kind of tastes like hobo. No offense if someone likes pigeon, but I don't know. I think pigeon should only be eaten together with hobos and or hobo shoes. Death penalty, interesting. What does pigeon taste like? Mm, it just kind of tastes like chicken, but like dirty chicken, like unwashed chicken that hasn't taken a shower in too long, I guess one could say. Like chicken with really bad hygiene, I suppose. If you can imagine such a thing. And you know, some restaurants are really quite fond of their pigeons. Like, they treat pigeon as some kind of fancy food. But I really don't agree with that. What is the funniest thing I've done at work lately? Um, I wonder. I mean, having too much fun at work can be dangerous. What is the funniest thing you have done at work recently, I wonder? You played a bunch of video games in the middle of the day. That's pretty fun. It's I was wondering more along the lines of funny, like maybe some of your coworkers just exploded. I mean, that also sounds kind of dramatic and sad, but to be honest, like someone just randomly exploding to me sounds also extremely funny. Downright ridiculous. But I assume that hasn't happened, has it? You know, I think you can get the all materia here somehow, so... He unfortunately remains intact. Well, see you, Desert Eagle. Good night. And I'm really terrible at this thing, by the way. I mean, I do not believe people can randomly explode. Apparently there is the rumor that people can randomly combust. But to be fair, combustion, in my mind, isn't even half as funny as explosion. So, someone randomly combusting, I would say, isn't really that funny. It's only funny if they explode. I wonder what my score is gonna be. I think you need 80 to get to the next level. You know, based on what I was doing, I am actually kind of surprised I'm getting this high a score. Like, I was expecting like 40 at most. Yes, I have to agree with that. Like what you were seeing there was so shitty. 71 is basically unrealistically high for that. I mean, I guess this will be the time when I get a really shitty score though, because the amount of times I've already crashed into things is too damn high. I mean, I am certain this time will be the one time I will get a shitty score. It's just impossible for me not to get a shitty score with what's happening. I've just crashed into basically anything I can crash into. I mean, I don't see how this cannot be terrible. Are you kidding me? I'm getting an even better score than last time. Like, I don't understand how this even works. Like, I even improved my first... What the fuck? Like, what the actual fuck? Well, see you fine lines. I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to hit everything, in case you're wondering. I think that's not what you're supposed to be doing. I mean, it's not like I know for sure, but I am pretty sure. Where did that even come from? Invisible ceiling danger. That's like one level too high for me. I mean, once a fucking again, what's even happening? Seriously. Well, to be fair, you normally don't do this. Wow. It's funny how 70 is still good, but 69 is bad. That's quite a sharp transition. Well, thanks for that assessment. I think I would agree with it though. How do you even get these balloons? This is way too hard. I'd just like to say. Normally you get an all materia, but because materia is randomized, I could be getting just about anything here. I feel like I'm getting more balloons. And I also feel like, oh my god, like, my time is actually slightly better. What the fuck? Like, this is 82? Like, this shitty performance is really 82? I do not understand any of this at all. Just, I don't understand it. Also, like, how do I get stuff? I don't have an... Are you kidding me? I don't have enough gil. Wow. Really? That was not supposed to happen. Does anybody know what I have to do to even get the prize from the snowboard minigame? Like, what kind of score I need? Because I don't know that anymore. I don't even know if I ever got the score high enough for that. But I think you can win a piece of all materia there. Shrivel. Okay, cool. It's an item that shrinks an enemy. Normally the item you get is Catastrophe, but I just got a Shrivel. This seemed weirdly partly randomized. No, shops are not randomized. Because apparently randomizing the item shops is more difficult for some reason. Yes, it's possible some items are not obtainable anymore. You know, in some randomizers, like for example in Ocarina of Time, where there only are so many items, like, where you get them is just swapped around, but in this game, like, it's not swapped around. You can get multiple items, and at the same time you might not get some items at all. Should I even fight this most spooky enemy yet? Or would that be too spooky? Yes, every character now has 3 level 1, 2 and 3 limit breaks. You can set that in the settings. And I did. Because that's also random. I mean, look at Clouds. And Just observe the amount of dynamite I have. So much dynamite. But he's not the only one with it. I mean, this also looks quite interesting. This looks quite interesting. Oh, cool. So Sid just gained high winds. Coolio. Well, everyone should neglect Tifa, because in this mod her limit breaks are not even randomized. Because of how Tifa's limit breaks are kind of hard-coded into the game, you can't even randomize the limit breaks, so that's more than enough reason to ignore her, I would say. I see no reason why they shouldn't end up on YouTube. Just saying. Oh my god, I even have a scimitar? That's cool. I'm not sure where I got it, but this is cool. Well, I think there will be 5 diamond weapons, so the answer to your question might be indeed yes. I kind of want to level up some materia in this battle because I believe this should give me quite a bit of AP. So I'm trying to make as much use of this as I can. As you might be able to tell from this pointless, endless menuing I'm doing. I've always wondered if you can ride a chocobo into him. Can you? Oh no, we can't. You know, that's really disappointing. Oh look, it's 5 juicy weapons. I think. Oh yeah, it's definitely 5. Hey Canute, how are you? Well, this is the randomizer. It's supposed to be like this. It seems I got a soft lock. It's really too bad. MP and XP. This is really, really, really juicy. If you're wearing headphones, you can actually hear somebody speaking in this cutscene. I just heard somebody making some intercom announcements in this cutscene. You know, one might say this game already has voice acting. Not very much, but some, I guess. I don't actually know if it's only in the PC version, maybe. I have no idea. Maybe 4 of them just flat out died. And this is the only one that hasn't died from the battle yet. Also, I think that the game strongly implies that Rufus dies here, but in Advent Children they basically just retcon his death because they were killing too many characters in FF7, so they couldn't just have everyone stay killed. They had to claim they somehow miraculously survived it. Shouldn't I see ultimate weapon somewhere here? Strange. Very strange. What the fuck? I didn't even encounter it on over the Meteor crater. It's here, like right away. Wow. This is super random and super spooky, I must say. Should I even look into it, like what the battle is like? And now it's like, what the fuck? It's leaving now? This makes no fucking sense whatsoever. This is the weirdest shit ever. And now it dies. This is like too weird for me. This is in fact so weird. I will have to now take cover under a bed and stop streaming for now until I feel less spooked by all of this. Maybe you should do the same and try not to die. Until then, goodbye and don't die.